have been hit with penalties amid escalating tensions with Colombia. That country is a key U.S. ally in South America. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent accused Petro of allowing drug cartels to flourish. Petro has denied the allegations and plans to defend himself in U.S. courts. The move follows Trump's threats to cut aid and impose tariffs on Colombia. Petro has criticized U.S. military actions targeting drug traffickers in the region. Washington.
This red computer.
Some seniors say the Social Security Administration's cost of living adjustment won't help much.
Same thing that happened to my first computer. I think it's happening to this.
You had that first one for a long time.
Yeah.
You bought that one 3 years ago, right?
3 or 4 years ago.
Translating to an average increase of more than $56.
You've got another one, don't you? Or is that the only one?
More on these stories
That's
at
my, that's the
townhall.com.
one I use for
I'm
work.
Martin.
I had my other one, but I always want to have a backup. And I don't have a backup right now.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the
If that
host
goes
and do
down,
not express
I
the
don't have a
views of
second one.
WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host
I'm going to
and their
work on
guests.
top, basically. It is what it is, what's going on if that thing breaks.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in
Good morning,
Review
everybody.
with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news. Middleboro News here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's
We're
happening?
gonna have a lighthearted show today. We're not gonna get
Talk about Halloween.
We're not gonna get anything heavy at all. And good morning as I turn down the my monitor here so I don't blast sound everywhere this morning. That's not gonna be the great way to wake up, because
Imagine that.
having
Somebody
feedback
tuning
in
in.
your ears. Okay.
Someone's got your headphones. You hit the feedback button on,
Exactly.
and they're like, let's roll the chalkboard in and get the fingernail glove out.
Good morning, everybody. Open phone lines today, 508-822-1106. Give us a call, 508-822-1106. Give us a pep in our step. Today's a little bit of a hard day for us. My grandfather's been in the hospital. He's coming home today. He's got some health issues, so give us a pep in our step this morning. 508-822-1106.
I got my love note from Paul. Okay, so let's you want lighthearted? Let's do lighthearted.
Let's do lighthearted. Exactly.
Okay, now we don't get many people at our house for trick or treating. We live on 105, and I think we got one in 20 years. But so if you lived in a house that got what would you hand out for candy? What would you hand out for candy? First of all, it would cost me a lot of money because
Definitely not candy corn.
no, that gets thrown away.
Absolutely, just throw it away immediately.
Yeah.
It burned.
Yeah.
I hate candy corn so much. Reese's probably. Reese's, Kit Kats, and Nestle Crunch Bars.
Right, but the thing is, I want to get those small little one thing Reese's. Imagine going to a house and they hand you a real Reese's.
Uh-huh.
Like a 2-piece Reese's, not just a 1-piece Reese's. Because you think about it, you buy the bags, right? And they only have one Reese's. You usually give them 2 out. You can't get just one Reese's out, so you give them 2 single Reese's, 2 single wrappers, packaging. But if you have a Reese's with 2 in it, imagine handing 4 Reese's out. Kids not gonna have any teeth left.
Exactly.
Exactly. But I mean, Reese's is the way to go. And when in doubt, go Reese's, right?
Reese's.
What else? Kit Kats. Nestle Crunch Bars.
Nestle Crunch Bar. Butterfingers is another thing you can throw in the trash and burn immediately.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going there.
Butterfinger is such an old candy.
I'm going there. I hate Butterfingers.
What about Baby Ruth? $100,000 bar?
Change subject, please.
$100,000 bar.
I don't think I ever had that.
What about a Mr. Good bar? You ever seen one of those? You know what a Mr. Good bar is?
No, I don't know what
It's like a Hershey bar, and it comes in yellow packaging, yellow wrapper, and it has nuts in it. It's different. I think it's got almonds.
You lost me.
Well, then you got the Reese's, and not the Reese's. You got the regular Hershey bars with the nuts,
Hershey bars are good.
and then you got the regular just milk chocolate. And then you get special dark chocolate.
They used to have Hershey bars with those bubbles. That was really good.
The last year I trick or treated, I was 14, a little late for trick or treating. So me and my friend Carl, we like, I don't know, we had a few dollars and change. So what we did, we started in my house in the Quincy area, the walls, and we hit that neighborhood. Grab a bust. First time we loaded up pillowcases, okay, not bags, pillowcases, right, full. So we started right when it got dark, 4:30, 4:15, knocking on doors, and so we started the Wollaston Hill area, hid that. Then we put both our candy at my house, and then we got 2 new pillowcases, and then we took a bus to North Quincy, hit that area, took another bus to Squantum, came back because that was the route on my house to Montclair, Squantum. Came back, dropped off more pillowcases at my house, and then we headed over to his area, which was like Whitwell Street. Then we hit West Quincy. We each had 5 pillowcases, and we strategically put them between his house on Whitwell Street and my house on South Central.
Quincy is probably in the area one of the best places to trick or treat.
Yeah. Oh, sure. But we were late. What 9:30 you're not gonna do? Is it like, at that point, they were just dumping the rest of the candy into our bags because we're not at 9:30, and the guy's like, "Yeah, a little late." Like, So we any lights were on, and it was a fair game in my opinion. So we left. We finished about 9:30, and each 5 pillowcases, 10 pillowcases full. But you know what? Half of them got wasted. Half of them went bad. We couldn't eat all that. We couldn't give the candy away.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a strategic. We did bus ride. We hit down houses like Germantown, Quincy Point. We hit all areas of Quincy. We just knew that we had bus schedules. Well, like, okay, we had it all strategized, and we just, I don't know. It was like a mission, and 14, a little old for,
This is something me and Paul talked about yesterday. There's some towns that have seen a little bit of downtick in trick or treating, and that's because of other events that are offered when it comes to trick or treating. Like like the town will put on a big event, and all the kids will go to that event instead of going to trick or treating. So there's a little bit of a downtick in some areas when it comes to trick or treating. But in the bigger areas, like Quincy, I'm pretty sure trick or treating is still alive and well, very, very well. There's a lot of places in Quincy to trick or treat. Trust me. We trick or treated in Quincy for years, so I know that it's a pretty.
We went to the house. We went to that house, not going to your mother's uncle's house, and we started there. And we always did the house neck area.
And that's a pretty big area for trick or treat. So. Quincy, great spot, trick or treat for sure. You'll get a lot of candy. You'll have to bring like 2 or 3 pails of stuff because you'll get a lot of candy in that area.
Yeah,
and I'm sure Boston too. But,
yeah. Oh yeah, the neighborhood, sure.
Yeah. Where we live, trick or treating doesn't really exist.
No,
our streets.
No, 105 negative. We had 1 trick or treat in 20 years.
Yeah.
Come now. So.
Yeah. So it's.
But they got I think one year. We didn't go to Quincy. We did trick or treat in Middleboro, but we went to the cul-de-sac neighborhoods where you can, because you're not gonna have kids walk on 105 and main roads. Like, you just don't do that on the sidewalk. That doesn't happen.
And really, in those roads, there's not really a whole heck of a lot of houses either. Where you really get the houses is the center of town. That's where you go trick or treat.
I think one year we did with your friend.
Yes, I did. With my friend Kyle.
Yeah.
And that's where you go trick or treating.
Yeah, we did that one. We did that one year, because they lived in the center of town. Yeah.
Yes. So that's where you trick or treat if you're in Middleboro.
So when was the last year you remember trick or treating? How old were you?
I think that was the year. I think that was the final year.
What were you, 12 or 13?
I don't know. I think so. That was the last year.
I was pushing that at 14 because people were like, how old are you?
Yeah, I think you have an excuse to go trick or treating when you're older if you have a kid. Okay.
Of course, you gotta
You have a
bring your
kid.
kid. You can't.
You have an excuse.
Right, but
For sure.
But what's protocol? Do you bring a bag?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't. No. They're not gonna keep it here though.
They're not gonna give you any cake.
But the whole thing about that is like, you may love your son, but you're still eyeballing his Reese's.
Oh, exactly.
For sure.
That's why you negotiate.
Huh?
That's why you negotiate afterwards to get some.
Oh, if it's like you, I'm getting nothing. I'm negotiating with you. Bad news when it comes to negotiating.
Anyway,
You get really mean about your food.
we can get to do this in a second. I want to do the weather and our today histories here before I forget. Don't want to forget that this is a big thing. People are going to be calling up and asking, where's our weather and where is our today in history? So let's do it right now. Our weather, 37 degrees, clear skies, a little cold outside, I guess.
Where? At the center of the universe?
Here in time, yeah. A little cold. 56 degrees today. It's gonna be nice. No rain, which is good. Which is really good. 53 tomorrow, 35 for the low. So it's gonna be a little cold over the next couple of days, but it will warm up, especially next weekend. So, but with the warm up, of course, when it's fall and winter, when it warms up, rain comes. Almost 9 times out of 10, when it warms up above normal for the time of year, it rains. I don't understand it. It just happens here. New England is a very interesting place when it comes to weather. I will say that. And so is Florida. 10 minutes it's sunny, and then 10 minutes later it's raining. Cats and dogs. So it's weird, but yeah, the weather is interesting. So that's Taunton. Newport Richey. Speaking of Florida, Newport Richey, Florida, 66 degrees currently, a high of 85, low of 66. So a beautiful day out today in Florida, Newport Richey area, which is about an hour away from Tampa, Don.
What's up?
Newport Richey, about an hour from Tampa.
About 45-minute ride.
Okay. Middleboro, 56 degrees for the high, 36 for the lows, 37, 38 right now. Sunny throughout the day today, so it's going to be pretty nice. Driscoll, Texas, 89 degrees with a low of 71. Currently, we're at 71. Sunny skies with a little bit of wind today. And sunny skies throughout the day, throughout the week. It's going to get into the 90s tomorrow and Tuesday, so it's October and it's still getting 90-degree weather in Texas, which is great. Driscoll, North Dakota. Enjoy this weather while it's here. Enjoy this 50-degree weather while it's here, because in December, you're going to be wishing it, if you live in the Driscoll, North Dakota area, and you happen to be listening to this, you're going to be wishing that there was days in December like this. 52 degrees, high of 64, low of 52. Wind advisory this morning, but it's windy, so it's making the temperature feel a little cooler. About 20 miles per hour when it comes to the wind. It's probably going to pick up a little bit. But rain Monday and Tuesday in Driscoll, North Dakota. All right, so that is the weather. Our today in histories for the 26th of October. Wow, I can't believe it's almost November, Don. That's crazy. All right, we got a couple of interesting ones, Don. 1825, 200 years ago today, the Erie Canal opens, allowing direct passage from the Hudson River to Lake Erie.
It opened
200 years ago today.
October
26, 1825.
just to shut it down a month later when they were freezing.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, it was. They called that Clinton's Folly. Secretary of State Clinton. Wasn't the Secretary of State Clinton? Was
Clinton's Folly.
Clinton's Folly? Yeah, I think.
Yeah. How did that?
I think he
name
was
work out?
I think he was a New York State representative. Yeah.
How did that name work out for the people who were criticizing?
Well, it was really good for 20.
Nice.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But 20 years later, the railroads started to take over, but nothing really replaced that.
No.
Because they replaced it in 1917 with the barge canal. It's like the Erie Canal. They still call it the Erie Canal, but it's not the original. They used a lot of footprints of the Mohawk River, the Clyde River, went through a couple lakes, and worked their way from Waterford, New York to Buffalo.
They called the purchase of Alaska Stewart's Folly.
Stewart's Folly.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Oh,
that name didn't work out.
No. Then I was wrong. Then totally wrong. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm just guessing. Clinton.
Yeah.
Clinton's Folly.
Yeah.
Because that was another thing. His name was Clinton.
It was another thing, but
I think he was in New York.
Stewart with Alaska as well, but that
I think he was representative of New York. You know what? We should do a little thing about the Erie Canal. We got a little research.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of doing the Champlain Canal in 1998 in my boat. I was able to go from New York City, spent one day in New York, buzzing around the island, down the Hudson, up the east, in the Harlem. It was funny too because we're going, through the most busiest city in the world, and there was like a little sleepy marina there that could have been anywhere in rural Pumpkinville, North Carolina, or wherever. It could have been anywhere. It just felt weird, sitting next to a big subway facility place, but it was this own little oasis, like on the dock, and people were fishing, and it felt weird being in the water. The whole hustle and bustle of the city didn't matter when you were on the water. It was weird. And then you head up the Harlem River, a place called the Cloisters, which is all cliffs, since that's part of the Bronx, I believe. And we made it up to a town called Saugerties.
Saugerties, yeah.
Yeah. And then we headed up to Catskill, spent the night at a bed and breakfast. This is in 98, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we go to the local watering hole, the local bar. It's called Sully's, okay?
Mm.
So we met Sully. He was working. Sully opened the bar after World War II. He was probably, in 1998, he was probably, pushing 70 or whatever. But he opened the bar, after, I'm not sure when, it was sometime like 50 or whatever. And it was so funny because the whole town was there, right? And this is true story. I'm sitting down with these two guys. One guy's really dressed nice, guy not so dressed too well. They're sitting there laughing it up. We're talking. We say, hey, we're from Boston, whatnot. And okay, yeah. And he says, yeah, well. And the guy who wasn't dressed, he said, this guy's the richest guy in town. And I live under a bridge over there. You know what I mean? Meaning the homeless guy was talking. It was weird. And I said, you don't live on a bridge. Yeah, I know. You should come to the bridge over there, do the summer months. But it was so weird. It was like Twilight Zone kind of stuff. A little town in New York in 1998. And they treated us really well. And then we made it up to another town called Fort Edward. Same deal. First thing you ask, have you ever been to Cheers? Half the people there never been to Boston. And Boston was a 3-hour ride from that point. But it's weird how you'd be surprised at how some people never travel. And they never get out to Boston. And I traveled everywhere. And it was weird. But it was a nice experience. But as far as the Erie Canal, the Champlain Canal is part of the canal system, and we took that up to Champlain. Right.
All right, 1880. Speaking of Clinton, we're going to be talking about a Clinton when it comes to birthdays in a couple of minutes. That's a little bit of a tease for a couple of minutes. If you could guess who it is, give us a call, 508-822-1106. 1881, Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday participate in the gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona. Tombstone, Arizona has become a pretty important place in Arizona when it comes to movies. There's the movie Tombstone as well, which was a great film, an absolutely awesome film. But that has become a very important part of American history and movies as well. 2004, a very important day in video game history, at least modern day video game history. On this day, 21 years ago today, in October 26th, 2004, Rockstar Games releases Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the PlayStation 2 in North America. That sold 12 million units for the PS2. And that became the console's best-selling video game. That series, not just that game, but the entire series, all the games in the series, so much money was made. So much money was made. So many copies were bought. It's crazy. There's so much hype for GTA 6, which will be coming out at some time in our lifetimes. I don't know. They're kind of doing the we're gonna release it, in 2026 kind of thing, and then the last minute they push it back a little. And they kind of doing that right now, but I think it's 2026 it will be released. So I mean, it took a while for that to be released. GTA 5 was like several years ago at this point, so it took a while for them to release another game. But anyway, very important video game series. It's like it's on the level of like Halo and stuff like that, and Call of Duty, in my opinion. All right, our birthdays. 1609. We have a couple of local birthdays. 1609. William Sprague, American English settler. He co-founded Charlestown, Massachusetts. 1919. Edward Brooke, American captain and politician. He was the 47th Massachusetts Attorney General. He just passed away in 2015, about 10 years ago. Now, Don, can you guess which Clinton's birthday it is?
President Clinton?
No. First Lady Clinton. Yeah.
Hillary?
Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
Hillary Clinton's birthday is today.
Happy birthday, Hillary.
Yes. She is 40. No, 40.
Where do you get that from?
78. I was going to say 48 for some reason. 78. There we go.
Okay.
This is not 1995. 2025 here. She's 78. She was the 44th First Lady, 67th United States Secretary of State under Obama. 1967.
Plus, she was a.
She ran for president.
Right, and she was a New York senator too.
New York senator.
Yeah.
Exactly. 1967, and also the First Lady. I don't know what you call that when it comes to governor. Arkansas there. First lady. Yeah, exactly. Okay. First Lady of Arkansas. I guess that's what you call it. As well when Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas.
Yep.
Anyway, Keith Urban's birthday is today. Australian American singer songwriter and guitarist. Which when I first heard and listened to Keith Urban, I didn't realize he was Australian.
Guys from Tennessee or
I
something.
thought he was from America. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought he was from America. Apparently, he was born in Australia, which is interesting. I mean, he's like one of the biggest country music artists in this country right now. Keith Urban, very good, very very good. Keith Urban. 1971. Rosemary DeWitt. Her birthday is today. She was in the movie Arizona, which, oh boy. That's a great film, Don. We watched that.
That's a twisted.
That is so twisted. Yes, exactly. Had Luke Owen in it. When it comes to the Owen brothers, I much prefer. I prefer Luke.
But who was the star?
Oh, the star was Danny McBride. Easily Danny McBride. Anything Danny McBride touches, either it's gold or it's gonna give you nightmares.
Yeah.
No, nothing in between.
Yeah.
It's either gold with things like Eastbound and Down. There's another series, Righteous Gemstones. He's pretty good in that. That's on HBO. Both of those were on HBO, by the way. And then of course, Arizona. He's worked on the new Halloween trilogy as well as a writer. Oh boy, those were pretty interesting movies.
I remember when I saw Halloween for the first time. We were at Point Sebago. My father never did this. He rented a trailer, and we're all supposed to go, but my brother banged out, and my sister didn't make us. It was just me and my dad. So we travel up. We rent a trailer, a place called Point Sebago, and he went to bed early. But then I decided I would go to the movie night. They had a tent, and guess what? They had playing Halloween. Oh my God! It was in
Which
August.
one? The original
one. And,
Yeah.
And I had to walk back to the trailer by myself. It was the most frightening thing I ever did. I still remember it. I was so scared. I could have gave one to walk with me. They going the other way. I tried to tag along people. They went their way, and it was like it was a quarter-mile walk back to the trailer. And then I kind of got lost. I didn't really know where I was. But yeah.
Let's talk about John Carpenter when we come back. We'll be right back.
You got some commercials to do,
I got the news to do first.
and then the commercial.
Yeah.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Ron Taylor.
Yeah,
One
this
person is dead and
is just a good lighthearted show.
Opened fire
I'm
at the
happy.
University of Pennsylvania.
I feel better. I feel better than I did a half hour ago.
Weekend.
Yeah.
University Police Chief
It may not be that bad, Joe, when
one
you get
person
home.
was killed in the shooting and 6 others wounded and
All right.
taken to the
Yeah.
hospital. One suspect was taken into custody according to police. Lincoln University
But I
has
didn't- I didn't-
College University and located
I didn't
about
mean it
45
to,
miles
sound that
southwest
way.
of Philadelphia.
It's not.
Thailand
No.
and Cambodia have signed an
I
expanded
just said
ceasefire
because-
agreement during
Oh,
a ceremony in
that's all.
Malaysia attended by President Trump.
This agreement follows President Trump's threats of economic pressure. That pressure helped stop skirmishes along the disputed Cambodian-Thai border earlier this year. The ceremony
Yeah, Malaysia
marks
stepped
President
in
Trump's first
on that,
event
huh?
at the annual summit of
Yeah.
the Association of Southeast Asian Nations.
Because I don't want to
in
see a
Malaysia's
war
capital,
start in that
Kuala
area.
Lumpur.
Nope.
Mr. Trump is using the trip
You might go
enhance
see
his
Kim.
reputation as an international deal
Maybe.
maker.
Yeah, maybe.
Correspondent Andrew
He
Stewart.
said, yeah.
Kim will get off his ass and actually.
I think he will. I think he will. He wants to go for a ride on the beach. They'll probably meet at that meeting room at the DMZ, probably.
No, yeah, either he'll meet with Kim, or if Kim doesn't want to go, he'll meet with Rodman. Dennis Rodman.
Oh, is Rodman still?
Dennis Rodman and
They're friends, aren't they?
Kim Jong-un are friends.
You know why he loved it? Because Kim was, he was a big basketball nut growing up as a kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
he loved the NBA.
I mean, they'd probably be with both. I don't know.
We'll
see.
They said Rodman was like the first broker, the first one to go in there. You know what I mean?
I think Kim Jong-un respects power.
Yeah.
That's what he respects.
Yeah, you gotta talk. You can't
You
go.
have to talk.
You can't go to war with no.
No, you
Too many
can't.
people die. You don't want people to die.
No.
You gotta figure it out.
No.
That's
You know
why
what
the
I mean?
same company that brings you relief factor.
And you
It's like the
And you just can't push him out because all these people are so brainwashed to have him. They'll all freak out. And
It's like the Theodore Roosevelt thing.
Sharpens your focus. You can stay on top of your work and outshine the
Walk
competition.
softly but carry a big stick.
Factor, I noticed a dramatic.
That's what Trump
in
is
my clarity, my
doing,
focus, even my memory.
basically,
You know what? The longer you take to
with
think
when
about
it comes to some of that
the
stuff.
better the
yeah,
results.
or whatever. You gotta talk.
Exactly. All right.
Keep up with everything on your plate. The Think Factor can help you reclaim your cognitive edge and thrive.
Better
in
than
your
people
life.
dying.
Call
You don't want anyone to die.
No, because a lot of people will die.
Visit
South Korea.
relieffactor.com.
North Korea.
relieffactor.com
Both-
to order Think
Yeah.
If they both go, a lot of people will die.
Or visit relieffactor.com.
Yeah, they can't have all
First
of that.
file, just $19.95. Think Factor.
Especially the soul.
Perform better.
Soul-
Soul's right.
Yeah, soul
Right there.
got damaged. Fuck about that world economy.
Yeah.
Can't have it. You gotta figure it out. You gotta be smarter.
Especially with electronics.
Yep.
That would not be good for that sector.
Deaths occurred in Madrid and a nearby municipality over 2 months. A group consisting of 6
You doing the
men
commercials
arrested,
after?
targeted 18 establishments.
Sure, we're
in
live, we're
August and
live.
September.
Good morning,
Police
everybody.
estimate the property's worth about $69,000.
Am I doing the commercials? Yeah, after,
Well, you gotta
after
do
the
talk
news
show,
ends.
right? Yeah.
As soon as the news ends.
They allegedly
Had a call
resold
storage
shares
to
in Spain, Morocco, and Romania. Keith Peters, Washington.
Trick-or-treaters may find more fruity candy than chocolate among their Halloween handouts this year. Younger consumers also have been gravitating toward non-chocolate candies like gummies. Global cocoa prices more than quadrupled.
That's the
from
worst
January
thing.
2 years ago.
I wouldn't take one gummy, 'cause you don't know if some-
Absolutely not.
You don't know what they're slipping them.
That's not good.
They could be. They could be.
Baseball.
Yeah, but the thing is, they can do that to chocolate too.
Recruiting gifts
I don't-
And they could put like razor blades in chocolate. That's happened so many
I don't-
times.
Waiting for Shohei Ohtani to return some items to the Toronto Blue Jays
It's like, give us our stuff back already.
before signing a $700 million contract.
Let the
with
dog
Los
keep the
Angeles
Blue
Dodgers.
Jays
Ohtani
uniform.
met with Blue
What-
Jays
what?
officials in December 2020.
Why are you asking for your stuff
David
back?
Schneider joked about Ohtani
He took-
returning
he
a
took-
Blue
he
Jays
took the
hat
Blue
and
Jays
jacket
uniform for his
taken
dog.
including a jacket for his
Shohei
dog.
Ohtani.
We brought it back finally, but
Leave it for the
and,
dog.
The jacket for decoy.
I guess-
Exactly. Leave the jacket for
June
decoy.
Clark, who loved for her roles in Lassie and Lost in Space, died Thursday
Blue
of
Jays
natural
being-
causes at her Santa Monica home. She became a
They win
star
on
as Ruth
I'm not
Bader
rooting for the
Lassie,
Blue Jays.
later
Siri.
Robinson in Lost in Space.
World Series score.
She was known for her TV dramas and career. June Lockhart.
Here are the results from the
was
World
100
Series between
years
last Friday and
old.
yesterday.
These stories
Who lost?
at
Blue Jays?
Blue Jays
Good. I hope the Dodgers won.
reported.
I don't like the Dodgers. Sorry.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto
At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't
service.
care who
Direct
wins,
repair
but
shop for all major insurance companies.
I kind of lean towards the Blue Jays. But at the end of the day, I just don't care.
$14.95.
Because it's not the Red Sox. I just don't
Monday
care.
through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays.
But leave Shohei Ohtani's dog alone. Let him keep the Blue Jays jacket.
14.95.
Well, we want our stuff back. He didn't sign with us, so we want our stuff back. It's dumb.
If you drive drunk, you're gonna find me. So stop kidding yourself. Sir, have you been drinking tonight? Sir, have you been drinking this evening? Sir, have you been drinking tonight? They will catch you and arrest you. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Okay. 320? Yeah, 320. Okay, good, perfect, awesome. Alright, we're back. I turned down the bumper music. There we go. 7:39 a.m. You know what irritates me? The Blue Jays are continuing to ask Shohei Ohtani to bring back some of the stuff that he was gifted when he visited the Blue Jays before his free agency decision. He signed with the Dodgers. Oh, bring back some of our stuff that we gave you.
He's not going to give it back, is he?
No, leave him alone.
When did they give it to him?
Last year,
And now they
before he
want.
signed
Now they want it
with the Dodgers.
because they're playing him, right?
Exactly.
You know what?
Especially leave his dog alone.
He should show up to the game with the dog.
Leave his dog alone.
You know.
Let him keep the jacket. Leave the dog alone, please. Blue Jays, please. I already don't like you, Blue Jays. Don't make me not like you more. I don't like the Dodgers either. I could care less who wins this World Series. I really could care less. I lean towards the Blue Jays because Geddy Lee is on your side. But that's about it. That's about it. I saw an interview with Geddy Lee the other day. He was talking about the Blue Jays. And it was such it was an interview, but it was interesting interview.
He loves baseball.
Yeah, so again, I lean towards your side, guys, but don't make me hate you. Please. Anyway, moving on from that.
He's not
I
going
really
to
don't
give. He's
care.
not going to give the uniform.
Exactly. I just don't care. John Carpenter, you were talking about Halloween and all that fun stuff.
John Carpenter's awesome.
John Carpenter is such a great musical mind. Not just Halloween, but everything that he's done in his career.
I think he did a lot of soundtracks. I know he did the soundtrack for Escape from New York. That eerie beginning of the movie, and all through the movie. He said he had a synthesizer, and he did it all on that little synthesizer, especially at the beginning of Escape from New York. You know, the theme, and you know, it's just it's so fun. I remember I went on a church. We're going on memory lane today. I guess it's lighthearted day, so let's just do it.
Yeah.
I remember I went again. My friend Carl, he was part of this church group, and I got involved with it, and we all went to New York, and then we're going through the Queens Tunnel, and as soon as I got in there, and I was on a big Escape from New York kick. I was just all about Escape from New York, so I had my radio and I played it as soon as we got to New York. You know the beginning. Everyone knows the beginning of that. The way it sounds, and then it just builds up and builds up and builds up. It's all synthesizer pretty much, but it was, you know, in 1982 or 83 when you were a kid, you just loved that. And, you know, it's just, it was so surreal because we're going through Manhattan because obviously Escape from New York, you know, everyone saw the movie, it's probably Manhattan's a jail and all the bridges are fined and tunnels are sealed up, and it's just like definitely something I was into. So that was interesting anyway. But John Carpenter, a lot of good stuff, right?
Exactly. All right. A couple more birthdays here. 1973, Seth MacFarlane, another great mind in the comedic world. You know, when
Seth
it comes
MacFarlane
to
is Peter Griffin, isn't he?
exactly. When it comes to modern comedic minds, he's one of the best. He's one of the best. Say what you might about him, but I think he's just a great comedic mind, especially the early part of Family Guy. Like every single episode that came out was just amazing.
You know what I think's a really unbelievable comedic mind. A lot of people may not like him. His quirkiness. It's Larry David.
Absolutely.
Because Larry David is George Costanza. That is him.
Yes.
And then Jerry Seinfeld too. I was listening to a podcast with Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Maher, and because they all came from the same mold. They all did the stand up, and I don't think Bill Maher did many movies. He did a movie called Club Med and a couple other things, but then he got into the political thing. You know, the TV shows. He had that show Politically Incorrect, and now he has Real Time, which is huge, by the way. He's the only one, really, and he's a liberal man, but he's the only one who can get both sides to come in.
Exactly.
He's been doing that for years before it's gotten cool because you know you got these versions of news companies just have their if they're left
it's just one side. It's
same,
one side.
Yeah, same back and forth. There's like one channel out there that we watch. I'm not gonna name it, but we watch. We like it. You know what it is. You know what I mean? And then right. So, which is a little bit, more Senate. And I think more people want Senate. That's why I think a lot of people like Bill Maher because, he can, he brings everyone in. I mean, he will bring a Republican Senate on one day and he'll bring a Democratic governor on the next.
The only big time news anchors I listen to are Bill Maher. He's not a news anchor, but still. Bill Maher, Bill O'Reilly, Chris Cuomo, and he's not really a news kind of guy, but he's kind of dipping his toes into that now. Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I listen to. Those four guys.
Well, you mentioned Cuomo
and maybe a little
O'Reilly.
bit of Megyn Kelly. That's about it.
Whatever. I could take the lead, Megyn Kelly, but Stephen A., Bill O'Reilly, and Chris Cuomo, they call it the Three Americans. And they've been touring around, stuff like that. I love the debate because it's just not one side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big hodgepodge of Because we're all Americans, so we all need to get along and try to figure this thing out. We can't be fighting all the time. I mean, you have to respect the other Americans who voted for the other guy. You have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those are the people who's probably helping out, helping our family member. You know what I mean? Or whatever, or doing stuff for us. And there's all walks of life to keep things going. I think we've been to the hospital back and forth for the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Well, people who work in that field are amazing in my eyes.
Absolutely, and
I
they've done a great job.
I don't care who they voted for.
With my grandfather.
I don't care.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't care. It's nothing. No,
We only care about what they do, what they have done.
Right.
When it comes
We
to
all-
the health of my grandfather.
all do things for everybody.
Yeah.
You have your thing. I have mine. You have your job. I got my job. They got their job. We have to look at it that way. And if you want to dibble into politics and the news, you like a big rounded area. You don't. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay, we got 2 more things here. We got one more birthday here, and that's CM Punk. His birthday is today.
I can't stand it. I mean, personally, as a man, he's a character I hate. That's what I meant. I don't like him. I don't hate his character. He's a perfect name for him, Punk.
He's a great heel. Great bad guy.
Heel?
Great bad guy. That's what they call heels, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a great bad guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't been a bad guy.
Randy Orton is another one.
Randy Orton is probably the best heel, probably of all of wrestling. Outside of maybe Hulk Hogan during the NWO era. Because Hulk Hogan in the NWO.
I always thought, but he's always been a good guy to me, even when he was bad, because he just can't. Didn't convince me that it was bad.
Hulk Hogan?
I didn't watch as much as you did, but it didn't convince me. I'm just looking at him, and he just doesn't convince me as a bad guy. Like John Cena, I can't picture him.
Oh boy, that heel turn was so bad. Oh, that heel run. That heel run was so bad. Thank God he's back to being a babyface. Because
babyface.
Boy, that was bad, that heel run.
Really?
It just wasn't convincing at all.
No, you just
as a heel, he looked horrible.
It's like the father of the Brady Bunch trying to do a mob guy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's like Robert Reed trying to do a Tony Soprano role. And that's why he said he got typecast. That role killed him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. So we have that. All right. So our deaths for today. We're gonna go right back to the top of our birthdays. 1675, passing away on October 26, 1675. William Sprague, an English settler, co-founded Charlestown, Massachusetts. If you missed earlier on in the show where I mentioned that as well. It's the same person. Birthday and death. Same date. All right. That's that.
It took us 45 minutes to get through it.
I know, but again, lighthearted show today.
Yeah, nice.
As I mentioned, if we want to do a lighthearted show. So let's take a last commercial break right now. When we come back, a couple minutes for transportation, maybe.
Yeah, you want to beat up on the tea?
Yeah, we can do that, I guess, if there's something to beat them up on.
No. The new directors, they're doing a good job.
No, there's much less beat up on them now, which is good. We want it that way. We don't want to beat up on the team.
No, we don't.
Trust us. We don't want to beat up on the team. We want to find good things to talk about. So we'll do that when we come back. We'll be right back. Woo! All right.
Get over the hump every Wednesday at 9 a.m. by listening to Coffee with Tony. That's from 9 to 11. Tune in to get the heartbeat of Taunton.
I gotta find a show over here that works. I had a hard time with this show. With the Bread of Life.
Huh?
I had a really hard time with Bread of Life last week. when it comes to getting a CD to
St.
work.
Vincent de Paul of Sacred
And I don't
Heart Church in
understand
Middleboro
why.
serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester.
Don't
Our base
touch
of
it.
operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many
I'm gonna
forms
work.
and include many of the following programs: utilities, and
Yeah, okay.
direct
Of course it
assistance,
works this time.
agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers.
Well, watch. I'm gonna
lodging.
try it
For more
again
information,
15 minutes from now, and it's not gonna work.
SVDB Middleboro.org.
Sometimes.
May
With
the
that
good Lord
CD player,
bless
I
you
don't
and keep
know.
you safe.
Okay. 2:42, and then we're gonna be done with ads.
Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of life. In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need. For guests with limited transportation options, they are open every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3 organization. Thank you.
All right. Three, two, 1, 0. All right, we're back. I turned down the bumper music. There we go. So before we get to the positive stuff, something that's a little worrisome for the MBTA is the condition of some of their stations. Yeah, yesterday there was a video that was released of chunks of ceiling tiles falling from an MBTA station in Boston.
We did mention what station.
And
it was.
that's a passageway between Park Street and Downtown Crossing stations. There has been a lot of videos in the past.
You said a path?
Yeah, there's
A tunnel path.
little tunnel path. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And there's been a lot of videos like that in the recent past with the MBTA stations, especially in the Boston area. That's something they got to really look at and kind of nip that in the bud, because that's going to be a bigger issue down the line if they don't fix that.
Well, there's a lot of old subterranean tunnels around there because you used to get off at Downtown Crossing and there used to be a escalator to take you right to Fountain's basement. That was the whole thing. I remember my father's girlfriend Barbara. She took me to Fountain's basement. I wanted to go because I wanted to ride the train, and she'd always buy me lunch. But I hated walking around Fountain's basement. I was like, just isn't for me. But the train ride was worth it, and so they had that. So there was a lot of retail down there, especially with Fountain's basement. It was right there. That actually had their own escalator, as far as I remember. And also, too, back in the late 70s, early 80s, when I used to go, before they did all the renovations, you'd still smell of molasses because they had that big molasses spill. I think it was in 1909, and that's why it was always like especially in the summer, it was always like a sweet smell of molasses. It was always sweet down there. Park Street, Downtown Crossing. Even though I think it happened somewhere in the North End, but I mean, 1 million gallons of molasses definitely seeped into a lot of things. So that was But there's a walkway between Park Street and Downtown Crossing that you can just walk and get connected over. And you have to say you're in the red line section of Downtown Crossing. You got to walk to the Downtown Crossing section on the orange line, go up the stairs, and then that's the walk from Downtown Crossing to Park Street, and it's probably an eighth of a mile, maybe a mile.
Good thing that the MBTA has done. New program to try to combat fare evaders. And it seems it's working. The MBTA has warned 85 fare evaders so far under the new program that they have now going on, which is great. Obviously, they've also implemented some other things as well that have also worked.
Paul Ladd sent me that.
Exactly. 6 weeks into the increased crackdown on fare evasion, the MBTA has issued dozens of warnings. Not yet any monetary fines, but that could be coming if this continues. But the warnings seem to be working. The agency's fare engagement representatives issued 85 warnings under the new program, beginning on September 8th through this past Monday, according to the MBTA data. If any of those riders are caught again, fines will start at $50. They'll eventually climb to $100. The MBTA launched the ticketing program after nearly a year of posting fare engagement staff at transit stations to speak with riders and answer questions about fares. Since the revival October last year, fare collection at those stations jumped 35%. So it's working.
Right.
It's working.
And you know what else is working too for to get the fares up is the tap to pay on the credit card.
Yes.
Okay, because people, a lot of times, me included, when I used to have to take the bus every once in a while, you had your Charlie card, but you didn't realize what you had on it, and if you were shy, the guy's like, oh, just get on anyway. But have the credit card, boom, boom. So they're gonna get more money, even though they have to pay a little into the credit card companies have to, and maybe the credit card companies would give them a deal, but they're getting all that money.
Yeah.
Because people, we ride the bus, we got debit cards, so just use your debit card. And I'm surprised they didn't do it. They're gonna find out that fare collections, and they're gonna make more money than ever. Because a lot of times I didn't have fare. I was like, man, I don't have any money.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like a clown trying to get on the bus for free, so I'm just gonna walk to the train station. Because sometimes I'll take the bus from where I work to Quincy Adams or Quincy Center. Every once in a while I'd take a train, and just having that fare thing's good because now I don't have to go find a Charlie card and have to redo the Charlie card. You never get all your money from the Charlie card because there's always 40 cents left on the Charlie card. It's just.
One other thing I want to mention, I want to talk about real quick and get your really quick thoughts on is Massachusetts has moved $850 million to fund MBTA projects. The funding will be earmarked for 4 major infrastructure projects. 1, a battery electric bus maintenance facility with room to support 200 vehicles. 2, Green Line infrastructure updates to accommodate the new Type 10 vehicles, including power upgrades, traffic configurations, and much more, and also system upgrades. 3, procurement of new commuter rail trains. There we go. And 4, work on the first phase of the Wyandotte Regional Rail Layover Facility project, which will eventually support battery electric service on the Fairmount line. Dawn, 30 seconds. Your thoughts on all 4 of those?
Fairmount line, the batteries, good test case. That's such a short line. I think it's like 8 miles. It's not that much. But the thing about that is they can go with the buds. Why don't they go and put light rail in there? Go look at the river line and buy that equipment. As long as it can, as long as it's. But maybe they can't. I don't know. But they're using heavy rail for a lot of stupid stuff. They can go with light rail and a lot of stuff.
All right, 8 o'clock. We'll be back next week. We're gonna really get heavy into middleboro related subjects next week. This was kind of more of a lighthearted program. But next week, we're going to get right into the middleboro related subjects big time. And your phone calls, 508-822-1106. And then the week after, we're going to have 3 Driscolls here in the studio. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back next Sunday. Bye-bye. All right. This Bread of Life program better work.
Yeah.
It worked a couple of minutes ago. It better work.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Ron Taylor. One person is dead and multiple others are injured after a gunman opened fire at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania late last night during the college's homecoming weekend. The suspect was taken into custody according to police. Lincoln University is a historically black college and university and located about 45 miles southwest of Philadelphia. Thailand and Cambodia have signed an expanded ceasefire agreement during a ceremony in Malaysia attended by President Trump.
This agreement follows President Trump's threats of economic pressure. That pressure helped stop skirmishes along the disputed Cambodian-Thai border earlier this year. The ceremony marks President Trump's first event at the annual summit of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in Malaysia's capital.